Incorporation. Apple Incorporation is a multinational corporation that produces consumer electronic, personal computers, mobile communication device, computer software and peripherals, commercial servers, and is also a digital distributor of media content. The company also owns a chain of retail stores known as Apple Stores, which are available both offline and online. The founders of Apple Incorporation, Steve Jobs, Steve Wozniak, and Ronald Wayne created Apple Computer on 1st of April 1976 in Mountain View, California. Jobs set the mission of empowering individuals, one person, one computer, and doing with so elegant of design and fierce attention to detail. In 1977, its second product of Apple II was the first personal computer to achieve mass market success. After several years, in 1983, Wozniak left the firm and Jobs hired John Sculley from PepsiCo to take the role of CEO at Apple. The result of Jobs' creative focus on personal computing was Macintosh. It was released in 1984, which introduced the modern graphical user interface to the mainstream. Apple began to struggle after Steve Jobs resigned from the company in 1985 and formed Net Software. When Jobs returned to the Apple in 1997, it was close to bankruptcy. Then, Jobs led a spectacular recovery, introducing the iPod in 2001, the iPhone in 2007, and the iPad in 2010. The result is, the Apple earned almost $40 billion in profit in its 2014 fiscal year. In 2011, Steve Jobs made his last product launch appearance to introduce iCloud. Jobs died of pancreatic cancer on 5 October 2011. Since then, the company has been led by Tim Cook, Jobs' longtime deputy.
From the case study, it was identified that Apple Incorporation has applied differentiation strategy in its business level strategy. Differentiation strategies implies that products or services offered for customers are unique, distinct, and valued. Through differentiation, Apple Incorporation emphasizes on non-price characteristics such as product quality, innovation, and features. Apple is proven to outdo its business as it has complete control over both hardware and software development that help them to produce top-notch quality. For innovation, Apple is the first provider that innovates new features over decades, starting with multi-touch interface and on-screen keyboard to facial authentication. Lastly, Apple Incorporation also introduced unique and hard-to-mimic features for its products such as Apple Pay and Wallet, family sharing, ultra-wide camera, memoji, focus, and lock screen customization.
In producing its products, Apple has always relied on its dependability, design elegance, ease of use, and integrated functionality to win users. There are a wide range of products offered by Apple, but I will highlight only 4 products, which are MacBook, iPad, iPhone, and iTunes. By starting to choose on employing Intel CPU in the iMac desktop and MacBook portables, which allowing them to run Microsoft Office and other business software, Apple hence realizing its opportunities for market share increase. Each component in a Mac computer is optimized to perform well and use less power, and hence ensuring the longer battery life. Although Apple computers use many of the same hardware components as PCs, Apple does a significantly better job at designing their operating system to take full advantages of these components. Next, the iPad became popular in the business, education, and entertainment industries due to its stylish design. But not only that, when compared to the competitor's tablet, the iPad is more stable, easier to use, and runs more smoothly. In terms of overall user experience for non-technical users, Apple iOS clearly outperforms Google Android OS since it is a solid, user-friendly operating system with a straightforward user interface. As for iPhones, information security companies unanimously agree that iPhones are more secure than Android devices since Apple is very careful with selecting which app developers gain access to the so-called Apple ecosystem. The other major advantage that iPhones have over its competitors is it has better longevity. Apple devoted time and effort to make sure that their phones have better durability. They integrate new technologies like dual ion exchange to make their phones tougher. The companies also improve its phones resistant to dust and water to make it last longer. A great example of this is the iPhone 11, which can survive underwater for about 30 minutes. Lastly, iTunes is considered as the most innovative software of Apple since it is a free downloadable software program for consumers running on either Mac or Windows operating systems. iTunes allows users to equip software that manage audios and video media, automates the downloading of companies' podcasts, and handles syncing and backing up iOS devices.
Next, we move to impacts of product differentiation to Apple Incorporation. Firstly, a product differentiation approach that emphasizes the product's quality and design might give consumers the impression that there's no substitute product available in the market. For many years, Apple did an excellent job of persuading customers that its range of MacBooks and iPhone were the ideal choice. Even if competitors like Samsung may provide a comparable product, the differentiation method would focus on the quality and design distinction that other products will not have. Customers would choose Apple's product because they are unique and irreplaceable, and it giving the company an advantage in the market. Secondly, an effective product differentiation strategy encourages consumer brand loyalty. To keep customer loyal, Apple must keep providing a quality or value to consumer. When a product in a competitive market loses quality, customer may turn to a competitor. Anyone who has used a Windows and a MacBook would know that Apple's products are far less vulnerable to malware attacks since powerful antivirus software is included into Mac OS upgrades. As a result, we can see that many customers choose Apple as their top brand preference regardless of whether they are students or working adults. In addition, the product differentiation strategy used by Apple Incorporation can also improve the profit margin of the company. When products are differentiated and turned into a higher quality product, it offers more opportunities for larger profit margin. For example, Apple's target market is the group that is willing to spend more for higher quality and better value. The business may generate more revenue even with a sale that is not high, because the payment for a product is already high enough. This is because customers nowadays prioritize the quality of the product, so they are willing to spend thousands of ringgit to get a quality and unique Apple product.
Now, let's move on to the corporate level strategy. A corporate level strategy is an action taken by Apple Incorporation to gain competitive advantage through diversification. It is a process of expanding operations by entering new businesses. Diversification initiative will create value for shareholders through merger and acquisition, strategic alliances, joint ventures, and internal development. In this case study, we will be focusing on two types of diversification implemented by Apple Incorporation, which are acquisition as well as strategic alliance and joint ventures. Acquisition involves one firm buying from another either through stock purchases, cash, or the issuance of debt. Acquiring valuable resources can expand product offering and services and enter into a new market segment. Based on the case study, Apple Incorporation had acquired two companies which are Next Software in 1997 and also Beats Electronics in 2014. These two companies are from entirely different industry which enable Apple to benefit from their unrelated diversification to gain competitive advantage. The first company acquired by Apple is Beats Electronics. The product line of Beats Electronics is primarily focused on headphones and speakers. Beats had a design goal of creating a music service that combines songs in unique playlists, and that approach to streaming music was exactly what Apple was looking for. By acquiring Beats Electronics, Apple are able to gain competitive advantage and had a foothold in high-end audio experiences for the use of its customer. Since 2014, Beats Electronics had been an Apple subsidiary. The second company is Next Software. It was an American technology company that specialized in computer workstations intended for higher education and businesses use. From the acquisition, Apple are able to gain competitive advantage by using Next as a foundation to replace the dated classic Mac. With Next, Apple could finally have an advanced operating system to compete with Windows. Now, Next Software is a wholly owned subsidiary of Apple Incorporation.
Second corporate level strategy is joint venture. A joint venture is a business arrangement in which two or more parties agree to pool their resources for the purpose of accomplishing a specific task. Based on case 32, there are two joint ventures which are Microsoft and Adobe. The joint venture idea was developed by Steve Jobs in 1997 to strengthen Apple's relationship with third-party software developers. The first joint venture involved Microsoft. Microsoft is a well-known software company that has been in operation since 1997. Apple implemented good ideas by collaborating with them in order to broaden its market. This is because Apple can develop a Mac version of the popular Microsoft Office software. By doing this, it will attract new customers from Windows to Apple, resulting in increased sales and profits. Since 1985, Apple, whose CEO is Steve Jobs, has been working with Bill Gates by giving him some Macintosh prototypes to use to develop software. Hence, the collaboration between the two parties will increase the opportunity and creativity of these two businesses. The second joint venture involved Adobe. Apple collaborated with Adobe because the iPad and iPhone have the ability to create creative content. Adobe is working on video editing software for the iPhone called iMovie. As a result, iPhone users have complete control over creating customized films. In addition, the design software Photoshop CC is available on the iPad and can be used to design creative content. This is due to the ability of the iPad and Apple Pencil to create high-resolution photos without lags. As a result, Apple has a huge opportunity to collab with Adobe to create useful software and improve the capabilities of Apple's product.